John Harbaugh has gone out and signed his first player as the head coach of the New York Football Giants. The era starts now. We're going to talk about it on today's show, but this is why you subscribe to the channel. When the Giants make a move, we make a video. I was about to get out of here to go watch the Warriors, the Dallas Mavericks play because I got tickets, but we want to get you guys a video. Hit that big red sub button and lock us in. You're watching New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green, and DeMarvin Leal, you are a New York Giant, the first player in the John Harbaugh era putting pen to paper to be a member of this organization. The defensive lineman is signing a futures contract where he will compete to make the roster this offseason. 6'4", 290 pounds, still just 25 years old, and he was actually a third-round pick in the 2022 NFL Draft out of Texas A&M. He played a lot in his first year in the NFL, played a good bit his second year in the National Football League. Then over the last couple of years, he's been dealing with some injuries. He's been on the practice squad, and he just hasn't really played as much football. In his rookie year with the Pittsburgh Steelers, spent all 4 years with the Steelers. He played 175 snaps. Year two, he's played 206 snaps, 51 in 2024, and then 20 in 2025. He had a QB hit in 2024 as well as a quarterback hit in 2023, but he is more of a run defender than a pass rusher. Make no mistake about that. His first year season in the NFL, he had 7 stops, which is a tackle that is defined as a negative play for the offense. He had 8 of those plays as well. In 2023, had a sack his second year in the NFL. As he's someone who is signing a futures deal for a couple of different reasons. I'll say this. DeMarvin Leal has played twice in his NFL career against the Baltimore Ravens. Maybe John Harbaugh saw something on tape. He always talks about he's watching the tape. Maybe Jack Harbaugh saw something on tape for Leal to be someone that the New York Giants should target. Is it a big move? No, not really, but it's exciting. It's the first move that's made, and we've talked about it. We want to see what this roster is going to look like under Harbaugh. What are the moves he's going to make? What are the positions he's going to target? And he's going at the defensive line right away. You could see where Leal lines up throughout his NFL career. 105 snaps in the B-gap, 126 over the offensive tackle, and then 204 snaps on the outside of the D-line, 441 snaps on the defensive line, played 8 snaps in the box, and somehow PFF has him as 3 snaps in the slot, which I think that is a little bit wonky. I'll just say this. Let John Harbaugh cook. This is a guy that I think we all should just trust at this point to make the right moves. Does DeMarvin Leal mean you're going to go to the Super Bowl? No. Who even knows if Leal's going to make this roster? But this is the first move of this era. And I don't mind taking a flyer and buying a lottery ticket on a third-round pick that's still just 25 years old, out of Texas A&M, played in the SEC. He's had some moments in this league. And Harbaugh's gotten an up-close personal look at him a couple of times between that Pittsburgh Steelers and Baltimore Ravens rivalry as well. So DeMarvin Leal will always remember you as the first player to put pen to paper to join the Giants under this guy, John Harbaugh. I love this guy, man. He just looks like a Giant. He looks good in that Giants blue. Come on, John. Keep on cooking, my man. Coming up next, Dan Duggan of The Athletic put out 6 names. I think it's 6 names, maybe 5 names. I think it's 6 as DC candidates for the New York Giants, as some interviews are expected to start rolling in here pretty soon. We'll touch on that. But I want to let you guys know we are selling John Harbaugh New York Giants Now merchandise. We've got hoodies, white and blue. Chatsports.com/NYG hire, $44.99. We've also got that same exact design in t-shirts for $29.99. You can get that at chatsports.com/NYG hire. I'll make sure that link is clickable down in the comments and the description. And if you're like me, someone that's already bought a shirt and a hoodie, you can save $10 when you do so. Chatsports.com/NYG hire. When you add a hoodie and you add a shirt to your cart, $10 will automatically be applied for the promo and discount. All right, let's dive into some defensive coordinator candidates. We've touched on a lot of these guys. Actually, all of them we've already brought up as names, but as I think we get closer and closer to a defensive coordinator being named, thought it'd be a good idea to go over what people that are covering this team and inside access like Dan Duggan of The Athletic, shout out to him, give him a follow, what they are hearing. It sounds like Anthony Weaver, the defensive coordinator for the Miami Dolphins, is kind of the favorite to be the New York Giants defensive coordinator. I reached out to my guy, Nick Roloff, who runs our Miami Dolphins channel here at Chat Sports. I was like, yo, what's the scoop on Weaver? He said players love playing for him. A lot of disguise pressures where D linemen drop out and a linebacker or corner or safety will blitz and bring pressure. A zone-heavy scheme on the back end, but did play more man as the year went on. Something that is a concern is there have been multiple people to say his verbiage and scheme was tough to understand. Jordan Poyer, Bradley Chubb, and Jordan Brooks all alluded to that. We even heard Javon Holland kind of talk about that when he came to the Giants. He also said Dolphins rookie defenders have all been horrible in the first 2 months, the past 2 years under Weaver, but picked it up in the final 2 months. Could be because the scheme was hard to understand. Shout out to my guy Rolly for the information on that. I went and watched some Anthony Weaver press conferences today, and he loves football. He's a John Harbaugh guy. He is aggressive. He talks with a ferocity, and he said all our problems on defense can be solved with physicality. We want to physically take the football away. That fired me up. Daronte Jones is a person that is of interest for the New York Giants. He is actually interviewing for the Giants defensive coordinator job today. He is with the Minnesota Vikings. He was essentially the first guy up after Brian Flores. He was supposedly going to get that job if Flores left to go be a head coach. Jones has been the defensive pass game coordinator for the Vikings since 2023, and in 2022 he was their D-backs coach. So you'd get a guy that knows what he's doing on the back half of the defense and maybe could tap into some of these young DBs on the team. Jim Leonhard is another name that we are hearing buzz around as well. He's the current DB and secondary coach for the Denver Broncos. He's also the assistant head coach for the Denver Broncos. Played in the NFL in 2008. He was a part of the Baltimore Ravens under John Harbaugh. And he's someone that sounds like he is in the running. And if the Denver Broncos lose this Sunday, I think we'll see him interviewing for the Giants job very quickly. We've also heard that Zach Orr, the Ravens defensive coordinator the last couple of years under Harbaugh, could be a name to discuss. A little bit worried about this one as it seemed like it didn't go well in Baltimore. He went to the University of North Texas just like I did. Go Mean Green. But I'm not sure he is who I want as the defensive coordinator. Seemed like there were some things going on in the locker room and on the defense side of the ball. And the Ravens defense, while it was still good the last couple of years, I don't think it performed to the level that a lot of people expected. Rex Ryan was a name mentioned by Dan Duggan. We mentioned that name a couple of days ago because John Harbaugh spoke about Rex Ryan on WFAN's The Evan and Tiki Show. Shout out to Sean Marash, who works on that show as well as Talking Giants. And Sean and the crew kind of brought up Rex, and then Harbaugh was very complimentary of Rex Ryan. And look, I think this is a long shot, but I wouldn't be totally shocked if Harbaugh called Rex up and started to just gauge his mind and pick his brain on what he potentially wanted to do. Another name, Leonhard Wilson, the defensive coordinator for the Titans over the last 2 years. He was actually just let go as they have a new defensive coordinator in Robert Saleh. This is the guy that interviewed for the Giants defensive coordinator job in the same cycle that they ended up hiring Shane Bowen. Brian Dable actually wanted Leonhard Wilson, but Wilson instead decided I ain't going to coach the Giants where the head coach is on the hot seat, and he went to go coach the Titans, who also had a coach on the hot seat. Didn't go too well in Tennessee, but at times they did look pretty good. So I'm not really sure what to make of him as a defensive coordinator. I bring him in for an interview again, see what his plan is, and then go from there. Here's the 6 names that we're hearing the most about. Maybe some more names get added to this list, but if I had to put a guess out there, I think it's going to be Anthony Weaver or it's going to be Jim Leonhard, and I would be pretty happy with either of those hires. I want to hear from you, though. Who do you want as the defensive coordinator for Big Blue? Sound off for me in the comments section. Make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram at @MarshallGreen_.